What's going on, YouTube? So we are back here with another one. And if you guys haven't already, please like, subscribe, and comment for the algorithm. And if you are into Bear Performance Nutrition, veteran owned and third-party tested, so it doesn't pop on your drug test, because that matters before and after you get out the military. Okay, now that we're over with all that, guys, I would like to highlight in this episode the concept of the NFT. Now, I know what you guys are about to say with our economy in shambles currently at the moment, and everything seems to be going up higher, including gas prices, goods, and all that. All that's going to subside. But let's talk about the concept of the non-fungible token, something that people like Gary Vaynerchuk and everybody on the internet seems to be very excited about. So what is an NFT? It's more than just some monkey on a painting or whatever anybody says, the piracy of Google Images. Let me paint this picture for you. Non-fungible. All this means is that you cannot exchange it for anything of lesser value. So think about, you have the American dollar and you have the peso, right? You're gonna lose money in that exchange somehow. That doesn't happen in the NFT space. It uses what you call cryptocurrency with digital art for the concept of what's called, well, I'm gonna just use this term. We all know, or at least you should know if you're an American, the concept of democracy. Well, you put this topic into the concept of NFTs, and what you have is a little bit of freedom of how people express themselves in what's called projects. So this is more than digital art. So let me just paint this picture. You go to a basketball game one day and it's LeBron James's last game ever, if he's ever going to stop playing before the age of 90, which I don't think so. His last game, he dropped 120 points and you're gifted an NFT with your ticket as you come in. He scores the most points in NBA history, and now collectors want to buy your NFT. So essentially what you've done, you've created value. You've created a market without having to go through the trillion-dollar process of having your own physical currency, which right now keeps declining because it's this thing called inflation, but we'll go over that in another episode. Actually, no, because I don't feel like talking about that, because this time next week, it's going to be a little bit higher. All right, so now that you have the framework of what an NFT is, now we go over this concept called utility. What is it used for? Well, NFTs are used for a lot of good things nowadays. You have cloud and all that bad stuff, but it's whatever. Let's just go to the good side of things. This allows creators or people that mint or create these NFTs in order to use them for good utilities like charities or nonprofits. It just gives people a voice. It gives new creators a chance to put their work on some sort of marketplace digitally, and it gives them a chance in this competitive market. So as a veteran, where does this come into play, right? You're like, maybe this has nothing to do with me. Well, frame it like this. They've told us in the military, for example, if you're an officer in any sort of presentation, you're supposed to plagiarize somebody else's work. You're supposed to not be creative on your end. Well, yeah, when you get out the military, plagiarism could put you in jail, especially if you go get somebody's patents. So with your non-fungible tokens, this is just a chance for veterans to kind of get into this game. And I'm going to explain one way to kind of do that. But right now I have a really good friend of mine, Dave Fisher. He was a Marine. Not everybody's perfect, and that's okay. But I will just give him the reins, and we're kind of going to go over how a veteran can get into NFTs. David, without further ado.
Thanks, Chris, and really appreciate you having me on. So yeah, I just want to talk about a project I'm working on called League of Veterans. I'll start with a little background on me. Went to Princeton University, graduated, joined the Marine Corps, did 5 years, went on 2 deployments overseas, and got out last summer. And everyone's transition out of the military is different. But I really knew I wanted to do something in the creative and art space. But in the military, creativity is kind of shunned, and you're kind of given your left and right lateral limits and told to stay between those. And so I'm working on a project called League of Veterans. I've done all of the artwork myself. Super excited to show you the artwork in just a bit. And our whole mission is to get veterans into the creative space, and find passions through creativity, entrepreneurship, and art. And so yeah, 10% of the proceeds will be going to veteran-backed nonprofits. There are a lot of amazing nonprofits out there that give back to the veteran community and do great things. And the coolest thing about our collection is that 50% will be going to creative grants. And so any veteran can apply, and if their application is accepted, we will be able to financially support them through a creative grant. And what that looks like is, if you're a veteran and want to get into photography but don't have the money to, or the network to do so, we will help support you, and we will send you a Nikon camera and connect you with other veterans that have found photography as an outlet for, whether it's anxiety, PTSD, or it's purely just a way to decompress from work, or you name it. And we'll help you grow as an artist, as a photographer. If you are interested in cooking, for example, we can buy you a pizza oven and help support you as an entrepreneur in creating a pop-up pizza kitchen, whether it's outside of Laker games to see LeBron James, you name it. Whether you want to start a podcast, we can help support you through giving you a financial grant to buy the equipment to start a podcast, and then connect you with YouTubers and great guys like Chris who have paved the way and have a following and have learned a lot along the way, and they can help you start out. And so that's generally the premise of the project. The art is a means to raise money to help veterans. And one thing about the NFT space is I really think that there's going to be a strong shift in the market towards projects that really have a great utility, like League of Veterans, and are really have a strong impact mission behind them to help a community. And so that's kind of the general background of the project.
Yeah, and before we dive right in, guys, so he made a really good point. And like, one, I love what you're doing. You good people doing things for good people, that results in good things, right? Like, nobody has time for anybody to be negative or anything. But the thing about NFTs, when I mentioned the word democracy, right? NFTs have value based on the conditions that you set. So in a closed market space, if you want to make the currency for a particular ecosystem, be like, hey, you can only pay for this project with the NFT that's in play, you have the option to do that. That's kind of what he's talking about right now. So this isn't you going to the grocery store, because then you can only use USDs. USDs. Yeah. See, look, I feel like inflation's so high and that I'm walking around everywhere that I forgot what the dollar is, guys. I'm totally kidding when I said that. I'm doing just fine. But no, this gives you a chance to kind of set the conditions and standards, which is two words you've heard in the military way too much. So guys, talking to all veterans out there, when you start your own NFT projects within your ecosystem, if you make an NFT and it catches fire, that's what's in circulation and that's what gives it value. So I hope this conversation kind of opens your eyes a little bit. Now, don't go off and find the NFT that you found on Reddit that everybody's buying, because you're just going to probably lose your money. This happened with the popular cryptocurrency, which is kind of like all this, and I won't even hop into this topic because it's a little bit out of scope, but all this is what's called part of the Web3 movement, which is literally the internet's moving to more of what's called a blockchain safer network. It lets people, there's going to be no more people being able to pirate a lot of your stuff, just AI and blockchain built into the internet. And it's not as scary as you think. You're probably not even going to notice it as it's happening, but this is just a little offset of it, a little bit of a byproduct, but I think it's good stuff. So David, if you could kind of hop into exactly what is League of Veterans and how can people get to know more about your space?
Yeah, and one thing that you brought up that I want to touch on is how collaborative the Web3 community really is, and one really cool thing about NFTs is they're all stored and part of a collection on the blockchain. And so you can actually have a connection with, like-minded people and owners of a similar type of NFT or art. And so if I were to sell my artwork, like whether it's digital or not as NFTs, or let's say I print them out and they're physical art pieces in an art gallery, and Chris, you buy one, and then another veteran from Oklahoma buys one, and you guys put it in your house, and it looks great. You have no connection to each other. You and the veteran from Oklahoma don't know that you both like the same art and actually can connect. And so one thing that's really cool about NFTs is that you are linked to the other owners, and you can tap into that as much as you want. You can stay anonymous and just be, your string of characters, that's your crypto wallet, or you can reach out to them and connect with them and learn from them, and really have a relationship with them, which is really cool. But yeah, let me share my screen here, and I'll start with the artwork, because that's really where I started as the artist. Okay, cool. So yeah, here is our Twitter, but I'll first go to our website, which is leagueofveterans.io. And as you can see here, here are a few examples of the artwork and the collection. So right now, I don't have a set number of how many I'm going to release. I do have 10,000 made, and they are all unique. So no one will actually be the same. And as you can see here, there are quite a few little military jokes kind of sprung in and out. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing the artwork. Here's an MRE. Thank you, Beef Taco. We've got a Navy diver helmet when I was on deployment, and we stopped in Oman at the port there. There was a guy selling a US Navy diver helmet, so that kind of inspired me. You got the e-tool and the wet wipes, because when you're in the field, you definitely need both of those. It's pretty small. Unfortunately, I can send you the files over later to maybe throw on top, but you got this guy with a box of crayons, because as a Marine, the stereotype is Marines are so stupid, they like eating crayons. The hydro flask or Nalgene, that's key to keeping the water cold, or the coffee hot. The French press, another essential for the field. Nothing's better than waking up with a hot cup of coffee. And then I was never badass enough to be shirtless or have facial hair. But definitely envious of some of the soft guys, and they've earned the right to be badass and cool like that. But yeah, no, at the bottom you can fill out your information and subscribe, and we'll push out updates via email. Check out our Instagram, League of Veterans, pushing out content all the time, really being transparent about the project. I've come out with so many videos telling my story and how we did the art, and how we used computer science and code to randomly generate the art pieces. Threw in some cool videos from my time in the Marines, and really just kind of growing the community and telling people about the project. And I'm super excited to be launching sometime early this summer, hopefully next month, and then really get the ball rolling with the creative grants, and being able to highlight the stories of other creative veterans and what they're up to, and create a platform. And then most actively is my Twitter. It's called League Veterans, and really in the NFT and crypto space, Twitter is king. It really is the place that all the information is shared, and it's very quick. And so I'm early on. I'm growing a community and following, but really hope that you guys can join along on the journey and support this really cool project. And then The Discord link, I've also got a Discord community, which is linked right here in my Twitter, and then also on my Instagram. Please feel free to join that and meet other people that are interested in the project and learn about what they're doing. Again, the art is a way to connect like-minded people and support a good cause and help veterans out along their transition, and really just finding an avenue for them to find their passions and purpose after military life, which can be very consuming. And then when you get out, there's so much that you can do. It's just finding the right direction, and you really realize that there are a lot of veterans out there that have gone before you, and they can be resources to you. And you got to get out of your shell and really talk and connect. I mean, that's how Chris and I met. And it started our friendship there. And so yeah, that's generally the gist of the project. Yeah.
So if we can go, I feel like mainstream media overcomplicates this next part I'm about to ask, because they overcomplicate almost everything. Walk me through the inception of an NFT. I'm not even 100% well versed on this. Do you have to pay a certain amount of cryptocurrency to make one? Is there ways to make ones for free? How does that all work?
Yeah. No, great question. So it's very much an evolving space, which is very, very cool. If you have an idea, you can probably do it in the Web3 space. And it's not going to be necessarily super user friendly and easy, but for us military guys that and gals that are go-getters, it's very much a new space that you can explore and learn a lot, and really just, if you have an idea, put your mind to it and go after it. But yeah, basically there are a bunch of marketplaces that you can quote mint NFTs. So I do all the digital drawing on Adobe Illustrator. I save it as a PNG file, which is similar to a JPEG. And then from there, you can upload it onto OpenSea or Magic Eden or you name it, and mint it. And certain websites like OpenSea allow you to mint NFTs for free. And so I've actually come out with DD214 NFTs. And if you're in the military, you're very well versed with what a DD214 is. But for those that are not, it's the form that the government gives you that separates you from the military and says, hey, congratulations, your military contract is done. Here is your proof of service. And so I will never forget the day I got my DD214, and I'm sure Chris, you definitely won't forget the day that you got it as well. It's monumental. So much blood, sweat, and tears went into my military service, and it's kind of a token of appreciation. But on all of my social media, I've got links in the bio to my link tree, and if you fill out a type form, which is really just asking your name, whether you were in the military or not, you're still eligible, and a bunch of other little information, your crypto wallet address, things like that, and I will custom make you a DD214 NFT. And then send it to you, and you'll get an email with pretty simple instructions on how to view it, and from there it's yours. You can put it in the metaverse. There's this really cool app called spatial.io, and they have metaverse galleries where Chris and I can both join it, and we can be throwing up pictures of our military service and walking around as an avatar and communicating if we want, sending messages, video chatting, meeting people. Or you can sell your DD214 NFT, or you can store it in your wallet and save it and just look at it to remember your military service. And it's a token of appreciation. And so there are a lot of ways to give out free NFTs, and that's kind of that's how I'm doing it in the space. And then down the road, I will be launching on a marketplace in June. And and from there selling the NFTs. And the way the marketplaces make money is every transaction they will take a sort of marketplace service fee. And so on OpenSea, for example, is 2.5% of every sale, and that's additional to the price. And then from there, projects will also build in a sort of royalty, which is actually very, very cool. And another thing that makes NFTs so unique is that every resale, based on what the royalty the artist selects, the artist will get money, and so they are continuing to reap the benefits of their work and of their community and of the utility, and able to give back. And so for my project, royalties will be an incredible way to continue to get revenue, and ultimately that revenue is going to go to more creative grants for veterans. And so that's kind of the general gist of it. But if you're an artist, everyone has most people have a phone and have some cool photos. Go on OpenSea and mint your photo and make it an NFT for free and send it to your buddy. And that can be done through the Polygon network. If you're sending it on OpenSea, it'll be completely free. If you're using Ethereum to send it or sell it, you will have to spend some money on gas fees. But that's constantly fluctuating based off how many users are using the network at a time.
Yeah, thanks for that. I feel like for some reason, people wanting to get other people in the NFTs, they never have a straight answer for that question. So I'm glad we could resolve that, because I'm like, you want to buy into this new concept that's still very new, but you're not going to tell people how it is. Kind of sounds unfair to me. So guys, I really hope this helped with your NFT thing, with your whole NFT curiosity. But guys, here's the thing, right? So let's continue to build up communities like this, because I've been on some of the OpenSea discords and things, and you have the people want to do good things, and you have the people DMing you trying to rip you off and send you spam links. Why not hop into a community of people that have pledged an oath at one point of time and are just looking to belong in society after the military as well? I feel a little bit more safe learning from people like that if we just can all squad up. Because like I said before, you have the people that want to teach about NFTs, but you also have the people fishing to scam other people. It's just the way the world works, which is kind of sad. So yeah, David, where can people, I know you've already said this, but where can people find this wonderful community at?
Yeah. So feel free, the one-stop shop is our website, leagueofveterans.io. Check us out on Twitter at League Veterans, or Instagram at League of Veterans. But again, the website really has all of our social media linked to it. And that's really the best place. And, one thing is that my face is out there, but on our website, I'm posting blog entries of veterans doing creative things and kind of sharing their stories. And the first blog post was about me, and then a friend of mine, Jude, who's in the Navy, who's in acting school. But again, like I am being as authentic as possible in the community. And their constant acronym is DYOR, do your own research, which is incredibly important, and not to get scammed. And I do think that the NFT space is really going to evolve to much more projects like mine that add a lot of value, have a lot of utility, and an impact-driven mission behind them, and less so projects that are all built up on clout and hype and a celebrity influencer. And I've fully built my following through being myself, and really just sharing art and connecting with people. And I haven't paid $1 in partnerships or promotion or anything like that, because again, community is so important in the Web3 space, and really providing a community that is like-minded and follows follows the mission of the project and is really invested because they think the art's cool, the utility is cool, and they really value the impact of the project. Like that is really the most important part.
Yeah. And basically what he said can be summed up in a quote that I actually read last night. Be yourself and the world will adjust. And that's kind of what I feel like the NFT space is going to evolve to. So guys, link to everything that we've talked about in my description, to include David's social media handles, my social media handles. Make sure you guys buy BPN if it helps support this channel. And from David's community, you need to subscribe to my channel, because as this NFT thing blows up, right? If you need a high paying job or opportunities getting out of the military to help fund such projects, I got it handled. Do not worry about it. David, thanks for hopping on, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Chris. This has been great.